Welcome to the Rose Rocket platform. My name is Aaron, and I've worked in finance and payments for over 10 years. And in this video, I'll show you how to invoice in different currencies for your cross-border shipments. In this video, we'll cover how to set up multi-currency in your account, how to quote, order, and invoice in different currencies, and how to export your invoices to your accounting system. Let's get you paid. First, let's set up multi-currency in your account. So to set up multi-currency, we'll first navigate to our settings. Under the General tab, you'll see Organization Details. This is where we store the default currency and allowed currencies for your organization. To make changes to this, click on the Edit pencil and then navigate down to the default currency. In this case, let's assume we're a Canadian organization that operates primarily in Canadian dollars, and so we'll select Canadian dollars as our default currency. What this does is it defaults the selection for quotes, orders, and invoices to Canadian dollars. You can still choose other currencies, and that's what we'll set up next. Your allowed currencies are the currencies that you operate in. In this case, let's assume we sometimes operate loads in the US, and so we choose to accept US dollars. This ensures that currencies that you don't operate in aren't available to be selected. And finally, we'll save the changes so we're all set up. So next, we'll show you how to create quotes, orders, and invoices in different currencies. All right, so first thing is let's go ahead and create a quote. We'll select a customer, and let's assume that this customer is across the US border, and so we're going to be charging in US dollars. Now, when we add the quote for this customer, we can go ahead and select US dollars for this quote. So when we add a freight charge, you'll see that on this quote, the amount gets stored in US dollars. Let's assume that we share this with our customer and we win the order. So we go ahead and create an order from this quote. You can see here that the order's currency amount is still stored in US dollars. So Rose Rocket remembers what we're going to charge our customer. Let's assume now that we've finished with this order, we've delivered the goods, and it's time for us to create an invoice. When we click on creating an invoice, the currency amount is stored. And so when we save that, we can share that amount with our customer and ensure we get paid in the right currency. If you need to add taxes to this invoice, you can do this in Rose Rocket. We'll cover this in Chapter 3. And so lastly, let's export that invoice into your accounting system. All right, so let's get this invoice into our accounting system. If you haven't set up your QuickBooks Online integration yet, click on the 3 dots on the invoices board and click on Connect QuickBooks Online. Here you'll need to accept the terms and conditions and then sign into your QuickBooks account in order to set up the integration. Next, we'll pop back over to our invoice, and you'll see now that we have the option to add taxes to the invoice. These are pulled directly from QuickBooks to make sure that the taxes are synced up with your accounting system. So we can go ahead and select the appropriate one. You can see that the tax amount is then added and go ahead and click Save. Taxes are required on a lot of freight charges in Canada, and so it's important to make sure that this is set up. Now finally, let's export to QuickBooks. In this case, we have an invoice for $1,000 CAD with $130 in taxes. QuickBooks has a limitation where the currency of your customer needs to match the invoices that you're exporting. And so when you click into this dialog or search for a customer like ABC Fire Products, you want to make sure that the currency of that customer matches the currency of the invoice. We have the currency of the customer pulled in, and you can find it next to their name in this list. Go ahead and click the customer that this invoice is for, click Export, and you'll see this invoice gets populated into your accounting system. And that's how you get paid. To recap, we covered how to set up multi-currency in your account, how to create quotes, orders, and invoices in different currencies, and how to export those invoices to your accounting system. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.